Hey guys, back
Uh,
again with the three random questions of the day, but this time, episode 22, I think it is. Yeah, for episode 22, I'm not doing it with Taylor, I'm doing it with Caroline, because Caroline said she wanted to do an episode, so I'm doing an episode with Caroline. Yeah, but this time though, I'm gonna ask Caroline questions instead of me being asked questions. I'm going to ask Caroline questions, and it's going to be three questions. Or do you fancy doing it up a bit? Do you fancy doing like 5 questions, or would you rather stick with three, or what do you want to do?
we can do 5. 5 sounds good. You get
Okay.
the guest appearance with bonus questions today. Yay!
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So my first question is did you want to like start doing YouTube like way before you actually started doing it? Because I know YouTube's been around since 2005, but you joined, I noticed, in 2009. Did you want to do YouTube like before you signed up for it, but you didn't have the courage to do it, or?
Yeah, I thought YouTube was a very interesting concept, but I didn't have a very good sense of myself and what I could bring to the content world. Because at that time, it was a lot of prank videos, and I wasn't really able to do a lot of pranks and stuff. Because if you look back at the younger, YouTube was completely different when it first started as to when it is now. Because did you know that when you first started YouTube, you could only upload like 10-minute videos or something? It
Yeah,
wasn't
that
long
was
that
yeah,
content.
that was a fucking pain in the ass for me. I mean, it's okay now because I can upload videos as long as I fucking want. But yeah, I mean, like if I wanted to, I could upload a video that was like 12 hours long. Like, you know?
I don't know who would stay watching for 12 hours, so that's quite a long video.
Yeah, I mean, I've done an 8 hour long stream, so um.
Hello, is it charger? Just for tomorrow. Because I'm not going to sleep without my iPad. Me and got my charger on me.
No, because I'm gonna need to use it.
But now that I've gotten more into like watching vlogs and things, I'm excited that I can take my channel in that direction.
Yeah, I mean, like doing vlogs is something that I enjoy doing as well as doing live streams and things. You know, excuse me a sec. I'm gonna go and shut my bedroom door. Yeah, yeah. I mean, like it's like doing YouTube in general is just stuff I enjoy. You know, like I love doing YouTube. I love it. Like I don't get up and think, ugh, I can't be fucked to do this today. You know, I get up and think, you know, I get to get up and fucking just do YouTube. You know, I love it. Like I don't get up and think, ugh, I can't be bothered to do this today.
No, I love the creative aspect that YouTube like gives, and I love trying to figure out different styles of editing and how I can show
Yeah.
my life to the world.
Hmm. Yeah. 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 Doing YouTube is fun for me. You know, even though I'm not monetized yet, but hey ho. Um.
Working on it, working on it.
Yep. Even though it's taking longer than I thought. um.
Speaking of that, I just reached 200 subscribers the other day. That
Yeah.
was cool.
Second question is, if you consider, like, because you're always saying how I've got all this fucking fancy equipment and now I've got a new mic now and I've got all this fucking fancy software and all that fun stuff. Have you thought about getting better equipment, like getting a decent quality mic like what I've got, and maybe soundproofing your room so you haven't got any TV sound and stuff in the background? And
Yes, I am looking into doing some sound tiles and putting them in the corner of my. I have a front room, but when it's hard because there's no closed walls, but maybe in the, because my room has a little hallway, like its own little hallway, and I was thinking about soundproofing in there and just using that for my studio.
yeah, because I mean, like, for me, it's like at the moment, like, I'm doing
At least for
everything.
my sit-down videos.
It's like at the moment, it's like I'm doing everything like in my bedroom. I'm in quite a small. I'm in quite a small room, but eventually I do want to soundproof it. And yeah, in fact, that's the next two things on my list of things to do. Number one, soundproof my room. Number two, get a graphics because I've pretty much done everything else. I've got a decent quality mic now. So next thing on the agenda for me is soundproof my room and get a decent graphics card to go on my computer, because at the moment I'm just running on both graphics, which kind of sucks. Third question, like I think this is probably going to be questions about your YouTube, to be honest. Third question is, what sort of what sort of content were you doing when you first started doing YouTube, like the stuff that you've now privated? Like, what sort of content did you do?
The stuff that I privated, I tried to do a daily gratitude affirmations for myself, like just being grateful for things. But the clips aren't very long. They're not even a minute long. It's just because I was going through a rough time in college.
Oh, nice. What was you studying? Was that anything to do with YouTube or?
No, that had a lot to do with just being more comfortable in my own skin and learning how to figure out life and navigate life. So
Yeah. So is that why you made them privated? Is that why you privated them then? Because they weren't that good, or?
I privated them because I didn't feel like it would be anything that would add to the narrative that I have set up on my channel.
Yeah.
And I don't want to confuse people, because a lot of the thoughts and opinions that I had back then have changed as I've gotten older and grown older and
Yep.
had more
Yep. Now that you've turned into an old fart.
Yes, now that I've turned into an old fart, like he always likes to remind me.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, because I mean, to be honest, like a lot of my old video, like years ago, like back when I first started, like I used to do like singing and back then the only thing I was using was Audacity and Windows Movie Maker. Like I didn't have the kind of stuff I've got now. But yeah, in the end I stopped doing those because they weren't getting that many views, and a lot of people were telling me I couldn't sing, but it was like all the time, just constantly just giving me kind of negative feedback about my videos. But back then I was only what you got to understand though as well is I was only 13, right? I was only 13 years of age when I first started doing YouTube properly, because I started doing YouTube back in 2010, right? And so I was quite young. I didn't have, to be honest, I like back then I didn't have as much not like I didn't have as much knowledge about computers. Like I didn't have any knowledge at all about RAM or hard drives or processors. You know, I didn't know about any of that shit until I got older.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I didn't know about like creating a story and like
Yeah.
trying to
Mm.
not necessarily create, because I don't mean creating a narrative as in like a work of fiction. I mean like to make your channel like, and because in the end it's my personality that's on my channel.
Yeah.
So
And
I
to be
always try
fair,
to
Kai,
positive.
you have got a good personality. You have got a good personality, love. To be fair.
Right, but I always try to bring positivity and humor to my channel now.
Mm.
Is where before I was so caught up in trying to learn myself and who I was at that point, that it looks very very not me, but
Yeah.
that's just because I hadn't found myself yet, and I didn't really know who. Like I was still trying to do all the discovering of like
Mm.
who I am and what I like and things, as well as learning about camera angles and um like putting together something that's appealing to watch and not having like crackly stuff by the microphone, which is, you know what I mean, like things
Yeah,
like that would
yeah,
make
because I've had that problem. And
the
to be honest, like
videos hard to watch.
if you go back a couple of months, right? Like I used to be really like I used to have my face just proper close to the camera,
Mm,
like this, didn't I? But the reason
yeah,
why I was so close to the camera is because behind me is my clothes rack, and I don't want people to kind of see all my clothes and stuff behind me. That's why I was so close to the camera. And I said to my uncle about it when he came out, because he was like, "Is that what you do?" And I was like, "Well, kindly, yeah." And he was like, "Right, you need to just relax and just chill." But it's like I've seen other YouTubers like one time I was watching a video of her with my auntie. She was listening to a song that she was going to cover, so she was looking at the lyrics, and then she was like, "Should we listen to a cover?" And it was just a random thing that came up on the side on YouTube, and the first thing
oh, the
me and my
suggestion.
yeah, the first thing me and my auntie said was, "Look at all her clothes," because you could see all of her clothes behind her. Like she had clothes fucking everywhere, and you could see like all her clothes behind her. And
Right,
my auntie was
that's
like,
the problem with most of my early videos is there's things like in the videos that I wouldn't want to be like,
"Yeah,
not that it's anything bad, but like I don't want people to see my messy like closet, or you know what I mean, like because I was a college student and there was lots of mess behind me
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah." To be honest, that's partly the reason as to why I wanted a green screen as well. Because my plan was to put the green screen behind me to cover up my clothes. But the reason why I wanted to, because what my uncle was going to do, he was going to give me a sheet saying Nathan's life on it. But the reason why I wanted a green screen and not just a sheet saying Nathan's life is because I don't know about you, but after a while, I just feel like having the same background would be kind of boring. Whereas if I have a green screen, I can put different backgrounds like behind me.
right, when your content changes you can change the background to match what you're talking about.
Yeah, like one time I did try and put a recording studio behind me, like a music studio. But I've still got to sort out the green screen stuff, and because what I'm gonna do with my clothes rack, right?
So okay, Are we on question 4 now? I feel like we went off the rails a little.
Yeah, we kind of are. I've decided to just call this video interviewing Carolyn about YouTube because that's pretty much what we're doing.
Okay.
So yeah, yeah, I think we are on question 4. Question 4 is: are you gonna do more kind of like hangout lives like you did on Sunday?
Yes, I definitely am looking forward to doing more hangouts, and I really want people to ask me questions because I want it to be a space where I can maybe have a conversation with someone that I otherwise wouldn't have. And I feel like when you ask people to ask you questions, it gets the conversation going a bit more.
Yeah, but the important thing is though, and the important thing though is as well is get to know somebody first before you have them on your stream. So if somebody
Right.
comes into your chat and says, "Can I come up?" If you tell them no, but add me on Google Hangouts or add me on Facebook or whatever,
Right, because
just
it's
add them on
important.
something where you can have a private chat with them, just so you can get to know. Because it's not a good idea to have a complete stranger on your stream. It's not.
Definitely not.
You know.
You run into all kinds of characters online.
Yeah, exactly.
For instance, Nathan and I have been friends for like 3 years now.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe. Well, it's not quite been 3 years. It's going to be 3 years this year, though. I know. I've got to be so fucking precise. I know. um, but but yes, it'll be
Yeah,
three
we
years.
definitely didn't do this at first though. We weren't like.
No, because basically we met through another YouTuber who will remain nameless, but basically I was on a live stream with somebody and Carolyn was in the chat, and then Carolyn subscribed to me, and then we were all watching each other's videos, and but I was friends with this other person the way before I met Carolyn. But basically I think didn't we talk to each other on Hangouts first?
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
I didn't want to just randomly like be on people's streams.
Yeah. So yeah, what it was we spoke to each other on Hangouts first privately, kind of get to know each other, you know. So then we then became friends, and then me and Carolyn, we were going on each other's streams a fair bit, and because you've been on a fair few of my streams now, haven't you?
Yeah, we've been on quite a few streams.
Yeah, and we've had a good laugh, and so yeah.
And you've done a couple travel things on my channel, or recorded a couple things for my channel. It's been a good time.
Yeah, that's another thing I was going to ask. I'm not going to count this as question 5, but we'll go into question 5 in a minute. Was how come you didn't use the video I made for your was it for Cerebral Palsy Awareness Month or something?
I lost that footage. I was so mad. I lost the footage. I went to download it to put it on my thing, and it must have got corrupted or something.
Why didn't you say it? I would have recorded it again. Because after I sent it to you, I didn't keep it. I got rid of it. But why didn't you say it? I would have recorded it again.
Because it took so long for us to do it, and I felt bad. So that's what happened to that project. But maybe next Cerebral Palsy Awareness Month we can.
Yeah, and this time I can be a bit more with it, because to be honest with you, the reason why it took me so long to do it last time was because I wasn't really in the right frame of mind. I had some shit going on, some really bad shit going on, and I wasn't really feeling it. And to be honest, like, it wasn't the fact that I couldn't be bothered, it was the fact that I wasn't really feeling it in general. Like, that's why I took a very long break from doing. That's why I didn't upload anything or do any live streams for over like 2 months. Because to be honest, I wasn't really in the right frame of mind. So when I was filming that video, I was kind of holding it together. If that makes sense, I was trying to kind of hold it together.
Right.
Because to be honest with you, I wasn't really feeling it, but I wanted to get
to
it.
take a break myself for some personal issues going on, so that's why
Yeah,
you have a video.
but I wanted to just get it done though, because like I didn't want you to think, oh God, he can't be bothered to do it, you know.
No.
I didn't want you to, I didn't want you to think that I couldn't be bothered. Yeah. Question 5, and I don't want you to give too much away, but what have you got coming up?
I'm doing quite a few like theme park vlogs and more. I want to try to film a couple days in my life videos, and maybe do some more
Nice.
painting.
Nice. Yeah, I might do that one day. I might do a day in the life video.
That would be interesting. Because I don't know if you've told your viewers, but you have a rather large family.
Yeah, but it's, to be honest, like, it's not going to be involving my family and stuff. It's going to be like about my YouTube life, about how I do YouTube and.
No, but I mean, how do you manage that from your house?
Yeah.
Like your room would be cool.
Yeah, because like the reason why I'm doing like a YouTube day in the life thing instead of like a big family thing is because I've got a lot of young siblings and I don't really fancy putting them on camera because they're so young. So I'm doing like a YouTube day in the life.
It would still be interesting, like how you fit in your whole filming schedule as far as like the timing of all that. I would find that to be very interesting, because people always tell me that there's never enough time to film, which I figure you always have time to film, because if you have time to watch a rerun of some show on TV that you've already seen, you could like be doing.
Yeah, but to be honest, like the reason why it was so difficult is because like before I had this mic, it was really difficult because the mic on my webcam would be so sensitive, it would pick up a load of background noise. Whereas with this, as you can see, it's got a little thing on the front of it which will kind of
A little
block
sound.
out, which will kind of block out some of the background sound. But I'm still gonna soundproof my room eventually, you know.
Right.
So yeah. Sorry. Was there anything else you was gonna say? They tried coming up.
No, I think we covered it all.
Awesome. So before we go, I just want to say thank you, Carolyn, for taking part. It was going to be a 5 random questions of the day, but I've turned it into an interview with Carolyn about YouTube or interviewing Carolyn about YouTube or whatever. You know, because.
Well, thank you. I'll be back on the channel again. I'm sure.
Yep. So we'll see you guys in another video. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.